All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today, I'm going to be kind of reviewing two books here. It's a sad day here on the channel. This is the very first time I am ever going to talk about books that I did not finish, that I just had no interest in, either halfway through them or a fourth of the way through them. And I had high hopes because these are two of my favorite authors, and these guys have written some of my favorite classic science fiction novels, like Arthur C. Clarke. We're going to do a little review of this book here, The Fountains of Paradise. Didn't like it. But he is the author of one of my favorite all-time science fiction novels, and that's Rendezvous with Rama. I also love 2001: A Space Odyssey and all that. Now, Isaac Asimov, we're going to review The Gods Themselves. Kind of will review it. Because, again, I gave up on it. He's the iRobot series and the Foundation series. I love those. I just couldn't get into these. So let's go through them one at a time and talk about it. We're going to be talking about the covers first, because you know I love graphic design and cover illustration. I think the covers are pretty good. Let's do The Fountains of Paradise by Arthur C. Clarke first. It came out in 1978. The cover was by someone named Terry Oakes. It's very good. I like it. It's a cool cover. I got about halfway through this book before I decided to I wasn't interested. I found myself skimming, not giving a shit about anything that was going on in the book, and I just was like, okay, I'm going to stop. Normally, if there's, and let's back up a little bit here before we get into this. Normally, if there's a book that I don't like, that I just DNF it or do not finish it, I never mention it on the channel. You will never hear me mention it on the channel or any of my social media anywhere. It happens quite often where there's books I don't like and I don't mention it. I don't want to put the negativity out there. I have made an exception a few times, though, with books by authors who are no longer around, and my negative review isn't going to impact their legacy one small iota. For instance, I gave a negative review to a John Steinbeck book not long ago. I gave a negative review to both Frankenstein by Mary Shelley and Dracula. Those weren't real negative reviews, but those were like lukewarmish reviews. But I'm just going to be straight with you. These are DNFs. These two are DNFs. I'm not going to hurt Isaac Asimov or Arthur C. Clarke's legacy in science fiction. Not only that, but they're still two of my favorite authors in the science fiction genre. But we're going to be negative here. But not too negative, because I can't be that negative because I didn't even finish these books. But what was Fountains of Paradise about? At the start, it starts with 2,000 years ago. There's a mad king, Kalissa. I think his name was Khalid. I can't even remember. Let me see. Khalida Sa. I think that's what it was. He fought the monks of Sri Khanda. There was a sacred mountain. He wants to create his own vision of glory, his own Shangri-La, his own garden of paradise, fit for the gods, a holy place. Does he succeed or not? That's the question in the book. I don't have any idea if he did or not. But the book is also told through alternating chapters of this ancient warrior guy, and then the modern people that live here in the year whatever. I don't even know if I understood what year this was placed in the future at some point, because the chapters sort of bounced back and forth between the old-timey ancient people. And I think that this, again, forgive me, for those of you that love this book, forgive me because I'm getting all these details wrong, likely because I just wasn't paying attention. And I think the whole thing was kind of based off of Sri Lanka, because it was called Sri Khanda, and maybe there is a real place called Sri Khanda and the mountain. Maybe there really was a mad king Kaladista or whatever his name is, and but I just didn't care. I just stopped caring. One thing that did spark my interest briefly was when the modern people started talking about, their self-driving cars and their worries and the dangers of, they were worried that the self-driving cars would drive off cliffs and stuff. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, kind of, we have those kind of worries too now that we're getting to self-driving cars. Now I thought that was interesting that Arthur C. Clarke, back in 1978 was kind of already thinking of self-driving cars, and now we finally have them. But maybe it's not that interesting. I don't know. I did not finish this book. I just did not care about either storyline. Either the ancient one, with the guy trying to build a garden of paradise fit for the gods, or the modern storyline. I just was bored. I didn't like it. Didn't like it. So that's Fountains of Paradise by Arthur C. Clarke. Now, go and read Rendezvous with Rama. It is spectacular. It is a spectacular book by Arthur C. Clarke. In my opinion, this one not so much. Now, if you love this book and you can see that maybe I'm too stupid to understand it, or I overlooked some things, or maybe I should have given it more of a chance, you can comment in the comments and say, hey, well, this is the reasons I liked it. These are the reasons I should have, that Durfee should have kept reading it. Now let's talk about The Gods Themselves by Isaac Asimov. I went into this with high expectations. I was so looking forward to reading this. It's been on my radar for so long. And but let's talk about the cover first, because I love graphic design and cover illustration. This has got a good cover. I really like the old-timey. This one came out in 1972. The cover art, I don't know who did it. The person's not listed in the back or anything. But again, a book I did not finish. And this one I gave up on way early on. They started to, just from the beginning, I was like, this is just, from what I gather, and tell me if I'm wrong, folks, because I only got about a quarter of the way through this before I just bailed. But to me, this was just a book about dudes talking about science, their theories of science, their big idea theories of science. Again, I might just be too immature to understand what's happening in here. Maybe this was the wrong time, or maybe I was in the wrong mood. I don't know. I don't think I was in the wrong. I don't know if there's any time in my life that I would have liked any of this. It's from what I gather, this book is told in kind of 3 different parts. I didn't even get through the first part, so I don't even know what happens in the second 3 parts. I just know that I did not care about the conversations that these dudes were having about their scientific theories. Because even the scientific theories they were talking about, normally I would be like blown away by this kind of like forward thinking and conjecture into future science, and I was just like, I don't give up. So I stopped. I mean, I will again crap on me in the comments if you think that I'm way off base. I DNF'd this, so both of these are 0 out of 10 stars. I'll read the back of this. The back of this is why I thought I would love this. I went in with such high expectations, and they fell short. The year is 2100 AD, so not too long from now. And man is no longer stands alone in the universe. Now there are other worlds, other living beings, alien beings who mate in threes and live on pure energy. New breeds of humans who have created their own environment and freed themselves from every social and sexual taboo. Yeah, it was just a little weird. Yes, it is a future of new worlds, ever-changing worlds, and yet among them there's still Earth circling the sun. Earth, where man still strives to be the best, to advance himself beyond all other things and other worlds, and this final glorious step in mankind's technical progress has been achieved, the discovery of unlimited non-polluting energy source. But what seems to be progress may in reality be a complete tragedy. Earth's unlimited energy source is about to trigger unlimited destruction and the end of the universe. And I don't know if that happened. I don't know if the universe ended. I don't know if they saved it. I don't know what. I'm still alive. So, but then again, this happened in 2100. I won't be alive then. So this may be a future prediction that comes true. I don't know. I'll never know. And I don't care. Like I said, 2 DNFs. Wow. Wow. What craziness. Craziness on the Durfee channel today.